All right, good morning from Benin. We still the Waka the Go Sports Sport. Today is a very special day, and make the interviews begin. If you watch, discover very recently, our people for Saple Road and some parts of Benin, they complain about roads. So, it don't reach time. Rain season done, the community done happen. Make we also hear from the authority. With the really they go. We deal with Engineer Bob Enabulele, that be the PS or Permanent Secretary, Minister of Infrastructure. Okay, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Oga Bololo.
Our family.
Well, fine, my people. Now, good morning. Now, well done.
Let's go straight to business. For a few days now, some people they protest for Saple Road over that ROCC site, and I remember say your ministry and the federal FEMA again one small collabo. How far? When that suffering will it stop?
Thank you, my brother. I hear say that they protest recently, say about the ROCC. But the problem of ROCC not be new issue to any of us, particularly for Edo State. Everybody know the problem of ROCC. To start with, that ROCC area, now the lowest portion for that entire alignment of Saple Road. Any water where it drop for anywhere or country home junction or anywhere, now ROCC there now they go because now the lowest area now be that. So that will not be any person cause, and the natural topography of that area now cause, and water must find the lowest place. But then the duty of government, where they provide the infrastructure to ensure say, okay, I will tell you and where be say this water way they not affect the people of that area. And we still realize say that ROCC area belong to federal government, and federal government through FEMA directorate, then they try since to see what they feed you. Almost every year that they go there, do small thing. But they work out. The suffering always they remain. So recently, now the state government can call FEMA to order, can ask them, say what did they happen every year now they go here, and now responsibility. They get anything where if you take help or assist. Now if FEMA can open up when they come they talk the problems of that place. Say, the only solution where we go fit get for that place. Now they say make we carry the water where they the road, enter federal government right of way where still they near there. What it would mean be say like that road be now the area where the quota now be the driving surface, now be the asphalt road. But after the asphalt road, about almost 40 meters to the right and almost 40 meters to the left, now still federal government still get them. That they leave all those areas because of development facilities where the ficon they put fiber cable and all this. That's why government they leave them. But we can't find out say all that area where they are built to the road, people don't sell all those lands. All those land they don't sell them. They don't build for all those areas. So FEMA now been the intent to carry that whole water, put for such space. They not can see space to put the water. So that one can be big problem ever since. Until Mr. Governor, about 1.5 months or 2 months ago, can set up committee to take look into the issue of the ROCC. The chairman of the committee now be the PS of Fiscal Planning and Urban Development, Mr. Chris Abode. Me and a member of the committee, FEMA and a member of the committee, the host communities of Ogege and all that, they be members of the committee. The Federal Right of Way officer, housing officer, is also a member of the committee. Federal Ministry of Works, they are also members of the committee. So with the whole meeting since, with the leadership of this committee to try to prefer a solution to that place. Okay, now we can agree, so okay, we go mark out all the properties where they are along the right of way, so that we go fit remove all, because they are illegally occupying such areas, so that we will fit remove the properties and can construct what we would call either reinjection pond or detention pond, depending on what we want to construct, so that make the water fit enter. So now that stage we did. Now me can suggest during one of the technical meetings of the committee say we not fit just a day engineering solution. We need to carry out what we call hydrological studies. Like during this rain now, we really need to know the volume of water, the character of that water, because water get character. Some they very turbulent, some they friendly. You will need to the volume. We need to study them before we can take decision. Because I saw me till they work. I know if you go put hand for something tomorrow, I know if you explain them. So the technical side, they can't agree with us. And maybe we carry out geological studies. The hydrological studies wey we come carry out come reveal say even if dem give us space along that road to put that water, the water go overwhelm such space. And a big problem with for day because therefore use a big money to construct all those things, and at the end of the day, the last 1 year, they go overwhelm am. And me wey serve for that kind of committee, I no fit play with my integrity. Now we come say what is the next solution? FEMA we come investigate, we come interrogate that environment on our own technically. Now we come discover say one of the most permanent solution for that water wey dey there na to take am down to about 4.5 kilometer Ogba River. Yes, 4.5 kilometer. Now the survey report indicates. So now the process of analyzing the survey report, now we did so before we hear say then they protest again and all that. I know say small lacuna dey. As we dey do this technical something, it's something really take our time. So we not come quick give feedback to the leadership as such. But we see here say members of that committee where they deal with us there, they say they're different from the people where they protest. Say like some other people, they instigate people to the process. And for us, there is no need for that. Because government is already on this thing, government is already active, government is aware. Mr. Governor has set up a very high power committee, and that committee is working. And I want to assure them, say the committee go work, it go deliver results. Everything we want to study during this rain season, we don't study them. Even during the small process, we still mandate FEMA, make them go do little palliative. And then do little palliative. The road they let pass. It's just that if it rain instantly, for that moment, maybe issues go just there. But after about 30 minutes, 1 hour, all the water go dissipate and people feel see they use. That is the best FEMA can do now. FEMA cannot perform magic. Una do well. Okay, yes, we salute for that one. At least so many people now they don't know the update of that road and what they go on. Just also know see government to know the sleep. I mean, so government. Okay, all right, we'll go ahead. For now, people for Wotubu and Kawan Road, Kawan Road and Ubioko, any hope for them? The hope there for them now. For me, I still go there the other day. When we still go, they say some youths, you know, social media go just carry something. But the youths when we come meet there now, when we come explain to them, they were even happy that they applaud government. Government has done very well by at least say that when governor they choose a K1 road to do one. Me not even I can't say now. Let us say governor's choice to do that K1 road was a very good one. A K1 road we don't go finish. But now make the people they patient because if you they construct for built up environment like that a Kenwan road, now built up environment, now very busy terrain. It not go your be as say you they do virgin area or whatever. Traffic condition, a lot of things they come into play. And more so, the contractor where they do that a Kenwan road, now very competent indigenous international contractor where you get name to protect. So the project is going on according to plan. We get schedule of a construction and it's going on. The project will finish by September next year. I've always told people the money to take finance that project is being kept by the state government. Oga don't SSLS don't keep on. So the project not the suffer finance and the contractor don't admit to the people. But I know say it's not easy because me myself get some areas for that where even they keep bottom plate and all that. So we still they go and we still go home meeting. I still go set up one small committee. Of which one cocobillion of man around town I put on for the committee. Yeah. The people for that there is some use we put them for committee so that there were 7 critical locations where they bad for that road. That's for which area now? For Kenwan Road. Kenwan Road, okay. 7 critical locations where they bad. We can't say make the construction company they maintain all those locations during this rain to make that road motorable. But meanwhile, construction activity was going on during the rain, but it slowed down because this one a rainy season. So the one where the contractor fit do this period during rain, they can't do one. But we know say as the rain don't slow down and they go see say construction activity go pick up to the maximum for a Kenwan road and they go construct to the barrack as we design them. For a Wotubu, for a Wotubu. Before you talk a Wotubu, you go talk the Wotubu again because a Wotubu where they want this program, they want here. A Wotubu na one area where you say, I don't know as that area even take this special for governor. It took this special to Mr. Governor. Because a Wotubu. Yes, a Wotubu. Because the 19th Street project, The 19th Street project of this administration, where we don't design, we don't look at, from 19th Street to Ewotubo, me don't trek am 4 times.
Which 19th Street be down?
From 19th Street opposite University of Benin. We want carry that project, that 19th Street and 18th Street and the Palm Royal Road, where they beside Palm Royal, they beside Palm Royal, through Ohonri. We want carry that road through Adolo, through Uwelu, through Ewotubo power line to Upper Ekenwan Road. The government don't approve them. That project will start before December. They don't already approve them. Everything is said. The contractor will mobilize between now and December. Contractor will mobilize because we feel say that road na major bypass from University of Benin. It go come out for Upper Ekenwan through that Ewotubo. We go first solve that main alignment first. We know say Ewotubo people still deserve another road where go into Ewotubo community. Either you think of Second Cemetery crossing down, you think of Erunse crossing down, Ewotubo into Ewotubo community, but that is going to be secondary. But this first one, which is so major for every person, where every person go dey benefit, any person where do Upper Ekenwan, he want come University of Benin or whatever, na to just take that road, he come out for here. Now it be the major concern of government for now. Government go do am and they go commence am this year. It has been approved before the end of this year. That road don't start. And if that road is done, many people of Ewotubo go benefit from that road project.
Talking about Kenwa Road, I hear some things. See, you follow up the contract because some people can complain about the quality of work.
No, there's no problem at all with the quality of work.
Okay.
There's no problem at all with the any person who want complain for the quality of work. He go come out with the facts. Every project get designed. Now me they lead the design team of those projects. I be current certified engineer. And so my integrity as an engineer is also very much at stake. So this one is solid project where government dey invest. See, road is a very expensive economic asset. Not be waiting person will say you want to go throw billions into, they're not doing where you. This is an era of accountability. And the person where they work with Obaseki, not be, it's a very different government. Too. If anytime you are writing an exam before him, anything you will defend them. So as I tell you, so I can defend the Kenwan Road project from beginning to the end because now me lead the design team. The supervision I miss you the leader. Is standard, is quality, all the necessary tests, everything what we need to do, we need to do. But I know say at times people want just many things what we do for a Kenwan Road project. The underground where we do there alone, the underground where we do there. When we people they do, people go they look and they say but we don't bury and they know they see you they see the tiny drains, surface drains, and it's a standard project. It's going to serve its own purpose. But I still know say that a Kenwan Road project get another big problems. It gets some heavy flood catchment of that area where we go solve later. But now we have done it, we put rigid payments for all those areas to make it very motorable. Phase 2 they come to solve that big water problems. Because of the type of terrain we're still there, we don't still look and we don't still talk with the community. Now standard project they go on there is going on according to how we design and plan and the road will stand the test of time.
Okay, get one road one they do for Ohowe. That time. One of our friend Moscow, they always tell about that whole road, but he tell us say that road don't stop. You know the road I talk about for Ohowe?
Yes. The road they start time, it can't stop for some time. The reason why it stop, we still know some of the reasons why it stop. Now I so deck they do them. But any road project where it did the state, I get my eyes over those road projects. So now still a state government project. So the road then will continue on. A lot of things they under some of these road projects where people no go know. You know many things they road project and money too. If you look now, that time where they even award that some of these projects, dollar now around 300 or 280. Dollar now they go 600.
No, now that area may will come now because we will also look at the economic value. Most of these awards we see they talk about now. For instance, now you award a Kawaro. Let's see, for instance, as at that time, dollar now 470. Then now dollar now almost 600 now. So the contractor, how I hope say fight no go there.
No fight no go today. Because like me now I be engineer, but the things why I don't get from Mr. Governor because of his private sector experience, it don't really polish me. You understand? So it gets some economic analysis where would they do. So if contractors say we want to give am variation, now of which we know the quick give variation. This government policy say we not the give, but this dollar matter now don't force our hand. But if we want to look at, we get the way. See this construction where would they look like? Get some a component where they foreign dominated.
Yes.
So you look at those areas where they foreign dominated. So you get some ratio where you go apply to that. So now be waiting the contractor, you the expect say like they do one before. If you want to give person variation, you give them variation across the board. Both the local component, foreign component, no. The foreign component where they depend on dollar, you go look at how this dollar take work, how you go apply them. If nice money you want to apply to the local component, you go apply them. So now we take the one. We are looking at it and we are using some of this economic analysis, from the experience of Mr. Governor as a finance expert to manage some of these projects.
Okay, Wakago, Edo North and Edo Central. How far?
Yes, Edo North and Edo Central, because this government now an all-inclusive government, they work for all of them. They presently work for Ikakumo for Edo North. They work for Agbede and for Edo North. Sobe Sabogida Road now was just awarded last week. Now a road where they very close to Mr. Governor's house because of the agrarian nature of that area. They be basically farm a lot of food items and all that data area. We don't award Sobe Road. So all those projects are going on. But I know say for now, Ikakumo, why the Ikakumo project slow down, the federal road where they the federal below road is now presently cut off. No road fee, no motor fee pass there. And a federal government responsibility and a FEMA responsibility. So vehicles not come fit access. But Mr. Governor now last 2 weeks, they come say make state government go see, say we not fit the way for federal. Make state government go do something about that area where cut off. Maybe we restate the roads so that the people, because the people where they cut off, they be members of Edo State. So that is for Edo North. Edo Central, a lot of projects are also going on in Edo Central. If you look at this Ojogba Ogwa Road, now is going on. I was there yesterday. I was in Edo Central yesterday to inspect projects from morning till night, in spite of the security challenges, but I was there. About 4 kilometers of earthworks and all that. But before December now, they don't go almost 50% for Ojogba Ogwa Road. That road is very, very important to connect Edo State to the Eastern land. And many other, I even go look another important road. You get one road yesterday now where it did for Uzebu, for Ewoimi, and the road is about 3 kilometers. But gully erosion won't just consume the entire village. We still go look at. So all those things, at the Esan yesterday, we are present in the Esan. Iumudumu Road, where it passed through Epoma, we don't do phase 1 from the express road to the primary school, which was about 7.1 kilometers. But phase 2 now, which is from that primary school to Irepen Junction, which are another 7 kilometers, we are going to award it before December.
You get one road for inside Epoma. I know it's a federal road. We in railway are always every year. Railway are always do. You know that around that big Joe. But that's not erosion. As an engineer, what you see be lasting solution? You know where I talk about, Abi?
I know.
What would be lasting solution to that place?
No,
as an engineer, not just who go do it first.
The problem of Epoma as a whole, because the solution for this is a solution. The Epoma terrain, if you stand for Epoma, if you view them for survey report, the terrain they fall like this. The entire Epoma sit on a plane that is falling down. Down the plane where they fall down, they not get discharged. No river, no valley, nothing. So except say we come together to identify areas for Epoma where we will discharge most of this water to, and government is also ready to make investment for discharge channels or canals. Now it will solve most of those problems.
Okay, so for that one time ago, we did hear government don't map out some roads when we want to do for this region. Like how many of them we hear from government?
We don't map out roads. The first one we come out was 91 roads, but it's actually more than that. It was 101 roads. The list is inside my computer here. Okay. The procurement process, and I today we want publish. We don't fine tune with the design everything.
Like 101.
Yeah, 101. I today we want publish those roads now. So most of those contractors who want participate for the process, they will get the advert today. And once we get the advert, because now once we publish for those things, now the whole world will see them, because we are migrated into the transparent e-procurement process. Now be governor dey fight since and all that, dey work, and so now once we publish, the whole work will receive am. Those roads will be done before December. The contractors will be on site and things will be okay. I wan see appeal to people, say make dem dey patient with us. This road matter, e no be wetin we go just solve overnight. Previous government try, they do some major expressway wey lead to large settlements and community, but dem no at ten d to internal roads. But this government now, they combine all those expressway with internal roads. If you look at it now, almost 30 kilometers, look at K1 road, a lot of projects like that, would they combine, and all these internal network roads, they're very important for us too, and then many don't have network of roads. No, not they patient with us. We will do phase 1 of this, about 101 roads. Next year we will still do another one. Then our people too, the culture road, no, not they help us maintain all this cellophane, everything where they put for inside drain and everything, make people still refrain, so that at least make our channels not a block, and make we get a environment where they befitting for us. Now do it.
Engineer Bob and Abulele, thank you very much for coming today.
Thank you.
We salute you well for the time we take join us, and all the information we see we give to Edo people.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now do it.
For us, we salute tonight again the program agreement from Benin. We'll take a small break now. Another interview will come up. We'll take a break when they come back.